up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ronnie and we are back again with the Exway X1 Pro. In my previous test of this board, I was able to reach a range of just over 10 miles. Hello dog. And a blazing top speed of over 30 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest production boards, aka a board you can go out and buy, something you don't have to custom order or custom build yourself, out on the market right now. Since then, I've done a little mod that should be pretty interesting. We've still got the same stiff but sleek lightweight deck. What is that material? It's like some Linex. Honestly, still a little bit in awe of how they're able to make everything fit in here. Crazy. Still got the same soft shock absorbing grip tape that should slightly ease the vibrations from the road, resulting in a smoother ride, of course. Still got the seismic longboard trucks with those pyramid style bushings that I love to free ride out of. It's actually one of the funner boards to slide in my opinion. Definitely a good free ride feeling board. I said all this in my previous Exway video. If you haven't seen that, it'll be up there. One of the easiest to initiate a slide for sure. And the same black 85mm wheels at the front. The difference here is that we now have, the Riot Kit. Can you even see that? I went ahead and swapped out the hub motors of the previous Exway for the Riot Kit, aka their belt drive system. It was super easy to put together too. I just had to unscrew the 4 bolts holding the trucks in place. Then you gotta peel back the grip tape to get access to the bolts. You might wanna heat it up to make it easier for the adhesive to just come off. I used a hairdryer and it worked pretty good. Then you pull the whole hub motor system out, super simple. Then line up the pins of the Riot pack, put the bolts back in, slap the grip tape down, and bada bing, bada boom, Riot baby. Oh, and make sure that you change the drive systems in the app to the Riot, or else you'll get error messages from the remote. And also, while you're at it, might as well upgrade the firmware to the latest one. Always helps to do that kind of thing. This is my first time messing with the cruise control function of this board, and it's pretty dope. Some of you might already know the difference between hubs and belts, but for those of you who don't, let me give you the quick rundown. So hub motors operate basically without any external parts. This makes them very clean and minimal in design. On the Exway specifically with the hub motor setup, you actually can't even tell unless you're looking really, really hard and you know about electric skateboards that it is a motorized board, which could be an option for those of you who live in areas where riding electric skateboards is illegal. Like I said, nothing really sticks out that makes it electric with the hub motor setup, except for when you're riding down the street at 30 miles per hour. That's kind of like a dead giveaway. They'd be pretty suspicious that you've got something going on under the hood over there, or I guess in this case, under the grip. Inside the wheels? Hub motors have a 1-to-1 motor ratio, which means every time the wheels do a rotation, so will the motor. And because of this, hub motors actually should have greater efficiency over belt drives. There's a train. The decreased drag should lead to less friction, thus extending the battery's life, and in theory, the range you can get per charge. With less resistance from the motors and the belts, hubs are actually easier to push, more like a regular longboard, but unless your wheels are locked down, let's face it, you can push anything, even belt drives. Just stop being a little. The biggest appeal to hubs is the little bit of maintenance that goes along with them. If you're the type of guy or girl who doesn't want to have to open up their motors, replace their belts, and check all that doodad stuff, you might be a hub guy. Just every once in a while, maybe like years or so, you'd have to replace your urethane, but it's way less maintenance than a belt drive. Now, the biggest downside to hubs is the fact that you're not really using a real wheel. In the back, you have the motors, which are essentially encapsulated or wrapped around in polyurethane, which kind of makes a wheel. It's a thin layer and it protects the motors over the road, but because it's not a full chunk of longboard wheel goodness, you can actually feel more of the road. You can feel the cracks, you can feel the little bumps and all that nastiness. Belt drive systems are just a little bit more complicated. The first thing that you'll notice, and I guess everyone else around you will notice too, is motor noise. It's fun. It's a fun sound. Everyone around you kind of just goes, what was that? And I totally get why people rev their engines in cars now. Yeah. Usually there's also an increase in power, you know, initial torque, hill climbing capabilities, but that's going to depend on the setup that you're running. I've had hubs that are very torquey, but typically belts are going to feel a bit more powerful. It might not be scientifically true or proven. It might just be the noise that gives you big deck energy. Now there is a bit more maintenance required when it comes to belts though. Eventually your belts will snap and you're gonna have to replace them. It could be in 3 miles, it can be in 300 miles. You never really know when they're gonna snap, but at some point they will, and that's something you're gonna have to deal with. Every couple of rides, it's always good to just check on them, make sure everything's nice and tight, no cracks or anything like that. So it's just a little bit more upkeep. But the biggest difference, I might say, is the flexibility that you get with these belt drive systems. Because you're not limited to the polyurethane sleeves on the hub motors, you can essentially put any longboard wheel on your board. You can rock any wheel as long as it fits your pulleys. Okay, so there's like an asterisk on that, but yeah. A lot of popular wheels are ABAC 11s, orangutans. Yeah, those wheels are popular. And because you are riding on a legitimate full longboard wheel, the road and the ride quality is just gonna feel much better. Again, you can tweak the ride to how you want. You can get different wheels with different durometers, different sizes, all that fun stuff. I'm curious to see if the Riot kit makes a difference when it comes to overall top speed of the Exway. You've seen my results from the last test. Let's go ahead and do another test, this time testing out all the different speed modes. All right, so let's go ahead and just test out all the different speed modes with the Riot Pack. Right now I'm in speed mode 1. Ooh, okay. I have the acceleration curve kicked up to 100%. So yeah, that's just how I ride. This is the max speed we're getting at speed mode 1. Let's go ahead and just stop. Let's go to speed mode 2 because this is kind of boring. Ooh, my brakes are at 100% too, and I can definitely feel that. Here's speed mode 2. Woo! Yo! Okay. The kick that you get from the Riot is definitely there. Maybe it's because I have the acceleration turned up to 100. Thank you for not running me over, my mans. Seems like we just about topped out speed mode 2 though. I like this speed, this is decent. All right, and brakes. Ooh, I might have to turn that down if we're gonna go up to a different speed mode. Let's go ahead and adjust my brakes. Those are a bit too strong, which actually is really good. I went ahead and adjusted my braking curves down to 70%. Here is speed mode 3 at, again, a standstill. Woo, hey there. Oh yeah, much zippier. Woo! Let's go. Totally smoked that guy on the bike too, by the way. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of the speed suck, see if we can squeeze out an extra mile or so. Whew! You gotta love the whir of the motors. Phew! So that was the top speed of speed mode 3. Now let's kick it up to speed mode 4 with turbo mode. Now, just for reference, for those of you guys watching, I weigh about maybe 185 pounds with all of this stuff on me. I'm on a flat road. It's a cool 70 degrees outside and the board battery is at 90%. Now, it's always best to do your top speed test at 100% to really get the full force, but 90% is high enough. And here it is, turbo mode, Riot kit, 4th gear, 100% acceleration from a standstill in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Okay, way more torque. Oh my goodness. Hey man. Oh my God, yo. Be careful out there doing your top speed test. Cars do not look at where you're going. We're gonna have to run that back. All right, here we go, here we go. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. I think this is about as fast as I can go. Woo. And I gotta say, that was plenty zippy. You guys see those? Well, who's to blame there? That guy kind of made an illegal turn. Those people are crossing the street without looking. So frustrating, man. Definitely be careful out there when you're riding, especially doing your top speed test. Ooh. Braking at 70% is still strong. I love it. Lately, I've been finding that all electric skateboard brakes are weak. This one is actually strong, especially with the Riot. The hub motors, I had it at 100% and they were fine, but with the Riot at 100%, that thing's gonna stop you when you wanna stop. I have it tuned down to 70 and that thing was still pretty strong for me. It's good that you can customize it to how you want because these things can be smooth if you want them to be and really powerful if you need them to be. I like that a lot. My dudes, let me tell you, the Riot Pack setup, one of, if not the most torquiest electric skateboards I've ever ridden in my entire life. The kick on this thing is incomparable. I know there's a lot of guys out there with DIY boards, super custom boards, but from a production board, something that you can buy outright, this thing's got some kick. I'm a little surprised though because my top speed on this board did not change. Well, actually, it did not go up. It actually went down a couple miles. It went from 30 point something to 27.6, so about 2.5 miles underneath my last top speed with the hubs. Not sure what happened there. It could be a different road. I don't know. Mileage always varies. Speaking of mileage, I expected to get less range out of the Riot kit, but I surprisingly got more range out of it. I got 11.3 miles compared to the 10.1 I got using the hubs. I'm kind of blown away because that's sort of going against everything I talked about earlier. I guess it just goes to show that your mileage will vary depending on how much you weigh, where you ride, and there's so many factors that come into play with all that stuff. But I gotta say, I do enjoy the Riot kit quite a lot. It definitely ups the fun factor and it's so powerful. Between the Riot kit and the hubs, for daily, everyday use, personally, I would go with the hubs. Number one, the maintenance thing. The speed issue doesn't really have a factor in my choice. The biggest factor is that I like to slide the Exway. And with the Riot kit, flexing down over here, you can actually pretty much touch the motor mount. It never affected my ride at all, but it makes deep carves a little weird. For that reason alone, I would personally go with the hub motor set. It's easier to slide and it feels pretty good. But I am fortunate to have both. Don't get me wrong, I still love the Riot for just like that initial and the sound. I'm sure you heard it all throughout the video. But yeah, they're both really fun. For me, it would be hubs for technical riding and the Riot kit for just Anyways guys, that was my test ride on the Exway X1 Pro with the Riot kit. What do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I just want to say thank you so much to you guys for watching. Thumbs ups are always appreciated, but if you hated this video, I guess give it a thumbs down. Huge shout out to all of my patrons. I really appreciate your support. You guys make making content possible. Thank you. I don't really plug stuff like this, but if you're interested in getting an Exway, I have a referral link down there. If you were already going to buy an Exway anyway, maybe you're going to buy a Riot kit. If you use my link down below, I get a little kickback. That's another way to support this channel. But other than that, subscribe to be part of the Stoked squad and stay stoked. I'm out. Peace. All right, let's see if your boy still got it. Ow! Hey, I'll take that.